What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am MLB Chatterbox, aka Christian Corey. You see the title and the thumbnail in today's video. Some bad news again coming out of Major League Baseball today. Not as bad as what happened yesterday with the Indians changing their name to God knows what. But that doesn't matter. That's in the back burner because this news that came out today from USA Today, Bob Nightingale, is the man who wrote it, says Major League Baseball union at odds on whether start of the 2021 season should be delayed. Now, this is absolutely stupid in my mind. Frankly, I can't believe that the union and Major League Baseball can agree on anything. I can't believe they can agree on that the ball's white. I can't believe they can agree on that the fact that bats are made of wood. I can't believe that they agree on the fact that there's 90 feet between bases. I can't believe that they agree that the mound is 60 feet, 6 inches away from home plate. I mean, I truly can't. How these two sides come to meetings with each other on anything, I mean, they cannot even agree on the fact if there should be a universal DH or not. I mean, that should take more than a day. It's yes or no. You either like the DH or you don't. And if they can't come to agreement on that, I mean, been taking them 2.5 years to think about that one, and they got to come to agreement, and they are at odds on whether the 2021 season should start on time or be delayed? Are you kidding me? With a vaccine on the way? You got to be nuts. I mean, are these people stupid? Now, I'm going to read you part of this article from USA Today, and I'm going to start it right now. I mean, might as well just dive into it. It says, quote, Major League Baseball executives and owners wanting players to be vaccinated before arriving to spring training would like the 21 season to be delayed until May, even if it means shortening the season to 140 games or fewer. Also says Major League Baseball Players Association believing it proved a year ago that teams can safely adapt to protocols. Wants the season to start on time, playing all 162 games with full pay. Now, this is one of the very, 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 very rare occasions that I happen to agree with the union. For the most part, I hate the players' union. I don't know why they have a union. They're all millionaires. They're millionaires working under billionaires. Okay, that's the way it is. Unions are supposed to be about people who have low-paying jobs and who work in terrible conditions. That's what unions were made for. That's why people unionize. I live in Detroit. I know about these things. Okay? That's what unions are supposed to be. They're not supposed to be for millionaires who play a sport for a living. I do not like the players' union for the most part, but this argument I happen to agree on because they want to play 162 games, which I am all for. But, again, they don't want to play 162 games just because, you know, they want to make other people happy. They want to play 162 games because they want to make sure their players get paid in full. Because they were really ticked off that some of their players weren't paid if they decided to get cut, you know, or opt out of the season. And the fact that, you know, their pay was reduced last season because of the lack of fans, which I totally agree on. You don't make money. Why are you supposed to pay the guy full in salary? I don't understand that. That's why the players' union wants to play 162 games, plain and simple. They want to play because they want to make sure all their little representatives, which are the players, get their money. Every single one of them, whether you're Mike Trout or you're Nico Goodrum, you know, you want everybody, they want everybody to get paid. And that's the only reason why they will play 162 games, or they're arguing to play 162 games. Now, I do agree with the fact that they believe that they can do it because they did it last year. Because, again, last year they played 60 games, correct? They played 60 games last season with, again, no vaccine in sight. They played a 60-game season. They played the playoffs, which was extended, by the way. They played the 60 games. They played the extended playoffs. They played a World Series, and they got through it with basically ease, with the exception of Justin Turner testing positive on the last day. So, the point is, they got through it pretty well last year. There were a couple of positive tests, but that's going to happen. It's the way it is. So, I believe that they can get through it, and they believe that they can get through it. Now, the owners, on the other hand, don't want players showing up to spring training that aren't vaccinated. They want to wait until the vaccine gets distributed, throughout the U.S. and make sure that every player gets vaccinated. Now, this is the problem I have with it. Is that, again, both sides, it's a money issue. The owners don't want to get sued by the players who, let's say, test positive or something along the lines. They don't want to be liable for that. They want to make sure everybody gets tested and nobody tests positive for COVID here in the 2021 season. Now, the union, which I'm surprised they take this stance, because a union, if they were really a union, they would be more concerned about the health of their players. But they're not, because they want the money. They want to make sure all their players get the money. And, to tell you the truth, most players probably value the money over their health, because they're all young guys, mid-20s, 30s, and they care more about the money than their health. They think they're just supermen. So, the point is that, will we have a season? Now, I think we will have a season. I think we could have 162 games, because you're telling me that the owners are more scared now with the fact that a vaccine's on the way than they were last year. The owners wanted to play the season really badly last year, right? And they ended up playing a season, not the 162 games, but they played 60 games. They played the playoffs, and they went to the World Series with no vaccine in sight, no hope whatsoever. All of a sudden, now the vaccine's on the way, they want to make sure everybody gets vaccinated. Everybody gets vaccinated. Now, the point is, that sadly won't be the case, because if you think about it, now probably everybody in America will get the vaccine, right? As of now, America is the only country in the world that has a vaccine. It's even close to getting it. One already got approved. So, but what about guys from the Dominican? What about guys from Cuba? What about guys from Puerto Rico? What about, of course, Puerto Rico may be an exception because that's a U.S. territory, but what about people from Latin America, Venezuela? So you're telling me, let's say Miguel Cabrera, for example, let's say he lives in Venezuela in the offseason. Hypothetically, I don't know if he still does, but let's just say he lives in Venezuela during the offseason. He comes up to Miami and he goes to spring training with the Tigers in Lakeland. Now, how do you know he got vaccinated? I don't know that. Do you know that? Do the Tigers know that? Does Major League Baseball know that? In reality, we think he would not, because he's been living in Venezuela. We're a different country. He's not in the United States. Again, I don't know if Miguel lives in Venezuela in the offseason anymore, but again, for example, whether it's people or Latin players who are already in the league, whether it's players coming up from the low A systems who may be in Puerto Rico or something like that, how do we know that those players who live down there in South America actually got the vaccine or not? I don't know that. You don't know that. That's the other problem with it, is that the owners want everybody to get vaccinated, but everybody doesn't live in America who plays in Major League Baseball. The people from Cuba, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. I mean, I could go all day with this. Canada, I mean, you never know. So, not everybody lives in the United States. So my point is that how do they know that everybody's going to get vaccinated? Now, do I think they can still play without the guarantee of everybody getting vaccinated? Yes, I do believe that, because they showed it last year. They played 60 games. No one got vaccinated because there's no vaccine. Everybody was safe. For the most part, they tried their best, and they got through the season, thank God. But the point is that the fact that they're even considering delaying the season by a day, I don't care if it's a month or a day, is ridiculous. You must play 162 games. Not everybody's going to get vaccinated. Now, what if they decide to play a whole season, right? And then suddenly, a whole team gets vaccinated. A whole team. Let's say the Dodgers, for instance. Wouldn't that be a little suspicious? At least for me it would be. Because it seems like they would be prioritizing certain people based on their occupation. That does not seem right to me. I don't like that. Not saying it will happen, not saying it's going to happen, but it could happen because That's what happens in society sometimes when you are a high-profile person based on your occupation. That's all I'm saying. Just because he's a baseball player, he gets vaccinated before you or me? That's ridiculous. He is a citizen. He is an American citizen. He should be treated like everybody else. Everybody else. He's no important or no less than anybody else. I do not believe that these players or anybody in sport should get vaccinated before anybody else does. Because that is ridiculous. That is stupid. If they pull off that stuff, I'll be really ticked. Now, am I saying they're going to do that? No, but you never know. There's scandal in sports, and this could be one of them. Now, another concern is the states such as Arizona and Florida do not like the idea of 125 people or more in one organization coming down to their state. That means new people, let's say not getting vaccinated, and so on and so forth. They don't like that idea of a guarantee that 125 people or more per organization are going to be coming into their state, whether they live in the United States or they're out of country, like I said. Now, the problem with that is, do they really know how many people enter their states every day? I'm pretty sure not. So, it can't do anything about that. You're just going to have to trust the fact that people are being safe. So, it says, quote, a year ago in 60-game season that started on July the 23rd, they were paid just 33% of their salaries. The union does not have the appetite for another pay cut. Shut up, the union. Saying it proved last year they can abide by the safety protocol. So this is my thing, is that the union, they think they can abide by the safety protocol because they want to get paid. They don't want to get the cuts. It's all about the money, people. Don't kid yourself. If it really was about the sake of the game as a sport and for us fans, you know, they probably wouldn't play the season. If it was really just solely about the sport and not about the money, they would not play the season. I'm surprised that they want to play the season, but the only reason why they want to play is because of the money. They don't want to get pay cuts. They don't want to get 33% pay cut. They don't want to get 23% pay cut. They don't want to get 10% pay cut. They don't want to get 5% pay cut. They want to have nothing cut for them, which is ridiculous. And if players opt out again this season, which some may do, like David Price, as an example, because he did it last season, I think that man should not get paid anything. Nothing. You opt out of the season, you don't show up to work, you don't want to work, you don't get paid. Too bad, go cry to your wife about it. So, that's my opinion on it. In short, I think that baseball can have a season, even without the guarantee of players getting vaccinated, all players getting vaccinated on every team, because, again, spring training, more players coming from different locations, and not just coming from their Major League Baseball rosters. They're coming from Major League Baseball, they're coming from AA, they're coming from AAA, they're coming from Single A, they're coming from rookie ball, they're coming from the Dominican Republic, they're coming from all over the world, basically. So, you know, I think they can do it. I think baseball should have a season of 162 games because they did it last year with 60 games. I know there's no minor league season. That's another thing you got to worry about. But when it comes to Major League Baseball and the Major League Baseball season, they should have literally no problem. This should not even be a discussion on the fact they should have a season or not. You did it last year with no vaccine in sight. You're afraid to do it this year with the hopes of a vaccine coming, because it is coming. So last year they were all ready and raring to go to do it last season with no vaccine, but all of a sudden, now that people can get the vaccine, they want to make sure everybody gets it. Because everybody's special. Everybody matters. Well, guess what? Too bad. You do it, you do your job, you go out there, you weren't afraid last year. What makes this year different? There should be more hope this year than last year. If you don't want to play a season, don't play it last year. Do not do it last year. Should have cut the season last year. Should have canceled it last year. Because last year, there's no hope in sight. Now you have hope that the vaccine's coming, because it is, and you want to bail out when you're the owners. And probably some of the players too. Leave a like, leave a comment about your thoughts down below. Subscribe if you have not. I would appreciate it. And as always, guys, I'm going to catch you later.